Yesterday, we spoke a little bit about quarterback, the search for class of 2023. We're kind of down to option maybe C, D, E at this particular moment. How would you characterize where we are right now since Novosad went back to Baylor?
Oh boy. I don't know, Darren. It's hard to it's hard to be positive, but I also don't want to overreact, cuz so that's kind of where I'm at with it, Darren.
Yeah.
It really just depends on how things end up. I would give Notre Dame quarterback recruiting this 2023 class an incomplete grade because we don't know how it's gonna go. That's my take. Obviously, it hasn't been good. You said they're on plan D, E. Let's just hope it doesn't get to F. Let's hope it doesn't end up on a grade F here. Notre Dame's going to take a quarterback in 2023 by all accounts. I've seen some fans say, "Oh, let's just skip it and take two in 2024." I don't think that's what the Fighting Irish want to do. The CJ Carr reclassification talk, that's done.
Okay.
And that's a really good thing to mention is that Carr is committed. He's a five-star talent. He's in the 2024 class, so it's going to take him a couple years to get to South Bend. But, um, you know, as as this 2023 roller coaster has been with quarterback recruiting, at least you do have that stud in 2024 committed to kind of fall back on and make you feel a little bit better if you're a Notre Dame fan. But it is the most important position, and Notre Dame struck out with several quarterbacks in this class.
Is this fair? You can rip this theory apart. The Irish went hard after Dante Moore. It didn't work out. And it wasn't like there are quarterbacks across the country from the class of 2003 that weren't interested in Notre Dame. But with the efforts toward Moore, all these other quarterbacks found other places to call home eventually. So it's not like kids aren't interested. It was just Dante Moore was the guy they put their efforts into him, and now they're trying to figure it out. Fair?
The players they're after now, and I say after, there's like player they've offered publicly, like Austin Novosad, who's committed to Baylor and decided to stick with that place. They offered Kenny Minchie from Tennessee. He's committed to Pittsburgh. They're interested in Tulane quarterback commits Jackson Smolik. And I know for folks think, oh my gosh, we're going after a Tulane quarterback commit. Kid blew up over the summer at the Elite 11 finals, and now I think Penn State's probably going to flip him. So Notre Dame hasn't offered Smolik yet. And again, I do believe we'll end up with the Nittany Lions. So, and I'm told that there are other quarterbacks that they're talking to who are committed to other programs. But for them, a lot of times that's kind of going to be kept under wraps because, just obvious reasons, backlash for the kid or the pro, whatever it may be. So Notre Dame is just kind of going through their quarterback options. Again, I believe they'll take a quarterback in this class, and I don't know, Darren. I think it's actually going to work out where they're going to get a pretty good one. But again, we just won't know, and I think it might take a little time.
Okay, fair enough. I asked you a couple of moments ago about Coach Washington. Let me ask you a more broad question about Notre Dame football recruiting and the coaching staff. As you followed all these coaches go through the process, many of them for the first time with the Notre Dame logo on the t-shirt or on the polo, has anyone surprised you or intrigued you following them for the first time recruiting at Notre Dame?
Harry Heastand, probably. So I started covering Notre Dame for Blue and Gold back in 2019. So obviously Harry wasn't the offense line coach at that point. It was Jeff Quinn, who I always thought did a really good job on the recruiting trail, and that's kind of what his biggest plus as a coach was. Like he was a grinder on the recruiting trail. And then he was with Brian Kelly coaching for 30 some odd years. So he's not obviously going to be hanging around, or I don't think Marcus Freeman probably wanted Jeff Quinn, but that's a different discussion for a different day. So you bring in Harry Heastand, and the discussion is, he doesn't like recruiting, and is he going to recruit? And this is a recruiting staff, with Marcus Freeman leading the charge. And Harry's kicked Can I say that? Can I say ass? I just did, Darren.
You did.
He has been kicking ass. I mean, he has been fantastic. I mean, he's picked up, all this 2023 offensive line class is darn good. He's already got one in 2024 with Peter Jones. Yeah, I mean, that's been a surprise to me, just how hard he's been going to recruiting. Like when he goes out on the road, he's not hitting up like, 6 high schools. He stops in at a high school here one day, and then he's just kind of popping in at the high schools, the top offensive line targets. But it's been impressive to me just how hard he has been recruiting, because what I'd been told before was that, oh yeah, that he doesn't really care to recruit. I'm sure that before he got hired, he talked. Marcus Freeman and him talked about, if you're going to be on the staff, like, we're all about recruiting our butts off, and that's exactly what Harry Hiestan's done. And then I would say the other one, I've talked about Chancey Stuckey a ton, the receivers coach. He's been awesome. I'm a big Chancey Stuckey believer. He's someone who I also don't believe will be. I talked about Laurinaitis earlier. I don't think Laurinaitis can be on the Notre Dame staff because he's been doing so good. He's going to get a promotion to a position coach. I kind of feel like the same with Chancey Stuckey. Like, I think he is on a trajectory, of a coordinator. And I don't know when that would be. He's still pretty inexperienced as a coach. But yeah, he's a darn good recruiter, great personality, a really good football mind. Under the Dabo Sweeney tree, so that's pretty good for him. And yeah, I think the world of Chancey Stuckey.